everybody, Captain Jim Palmer, the Dream Business Coach. Welcome to another Profit Seat, which is a benefit of you being a member of the Build Your Dream Business Now Facebook group. And I am super jazzed to interview Carrie Groff. Carrie, how are you?
I'm great, Jim.
So everybody should know this is the first time we've ever seen each other, actually by video. Anyway, we've never talked. I don't know anything about you other than a few things you shared when you said you'd like to have a profit seat. So this is going to be one of those right from the beginning things. So it might take a few minutes before some of the magic happens, and hopefully it will happen. So appreciate your coming on.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So by the way, it's funny when. When Steph and I are taking the boat out of the slip or putting it back in the slip, that's the most challenging thing for a boat captain, because you hit the dock, you cause $800 worth of damage like that, right? And so it was one time it was really windy and our boat was blowing and I couldn't get it in the slip because it would blow, and at my third time I said, I'm just going to go out and start again. She goes, Jim, I believe in you. And I put it in the slip. So it's just funny you said that. It was like one of those little things that it's a very good thing to say to people, by the way. And I have no idea how that came up, but that's how we roll here. So anyway, Carrie, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself, the short little 411, where you are now, what you're doing, etc.
Okay. Well, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm an in-home personal trainer. I also am a creator of something called 52 Healthy Habits. I'm a part-time blogger, full-time dreamer, and I'm a yoga and coffee addict.
52 Healthy Habits. I did see that. As much as I have changed my lifestyle a little bit, I cannot shake the waking early thing. I don't know if that will ever change. But I was doing a lot of research and looking at your websites. Healthy, Fit, and Barefoot. I kind of like that. I did see the 52 Healthy Habits. I immediately went to GoDaddy. That's not available because I thought that would be a heck of a URL.
It would, yeah.
So the healthy and fit, I totally get that. What's with the barefoot? Is that like a lifestyle for you, or?
The barefoot is kind of two things. I'm a beach fan. I've always loved the beach, and I've always had a dream of living at the beach. And I'm also always barefoot. I can't stand wearing shoes. And then I also love yoga.
And yoga's always done in barefoot, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now you said here you're a yoga addict. I thought that was interesting. So, and I've seen pictures of you all over Facebook, and I believe we're connected on Instagram also. You do some stuff my wife is a big yoga fan, but you're doing stuff. It's like I don't know how you do that. You must have incredible upper body strength.
Yeah, I love the challenge. I strength train every single day, but yoga has added a different kind of strength, which actually, helps me in my strength training routines. And then I started incorporating yoga style moves with my clients as well.
So when you applied for the Profit Seat, you said a couple of questions I asked, and you said, I don't even know what my dream business looks like. I don't know. You just love what you do. And honestly, I want to give you a compliment. That really comes across in your marketing. I mean, you totally love what you do. It's not like your job. This is who you are, which is really cool. So we don't have to actually train that. Like when you're working with an accountant and they just add numbers all day. How do you love that? I don't know. Sorry for the accountants out there. So you're married, right? You told me you've been married 13 years.
Yep.
So, I probably should have mentioned this off camera, but if I ask too personal of a question, you don't have to answer it, just give me some vague answer. But
Okay.
is your household, are you secure enough financially with your husband's job so that if building a dream business for you took a year or two or something, you guys are okay? Or, because a lot of times I work with people, Carrie, and they say, Jim, I need this to go like right now, like, wow, they're drowning. And I don't do magic, so are you pretty good with things at home?
Yeah, it's up and down, but since becoming a personal trainer, that's helped. So it's funny you asked this question. I have been dreaming of retiring my husband from his job since we got together.
Okay.
I've been in and out of network marketing businesses since I was 21 years old. I'm 33 now, and none of them worked out, but we were just talking last night because we're getting our taxes done tonight, and
Oh,
I only
fun.
made I only made 10% of my husband's income last year.
Okay.
Is actually better than the year before.
Yeah.
And he just laughed at me because I was excited about that, even though it's a terrible number.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're prepared to take as long as it takes to get to where we want to be.
Does your husband, I mean, you clearly have an entrepreneurial spirit about you. Does your husband understand that? And a lot of times in relationships, one person is an entrepreneur and the spouse isn't, or the spouse isn't, whatever. And it's sometimes hard to understand the journey an entrepreneur goes through. Is he supportive of you being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, he's very supportive. So it's it can be frustrating at times, but he's super supportive, and because he has a secure job,
Right.
that definitely helps.
So, Carrie, you're a personal trainer. What was the journey that you took from whenever you worked or got out of college or whatever to where you are now? Because the pieces I'm putting together. So you're a personal trainer. You're a self-proclaimed yoga addict. You're definitely a healthy and fitness type of person.
Yeah.
Where did all that come from? Like, what's the mix there?
So I wasn't always super healthy. When I met my husband, we would eat Sonic, we would eat McDonald's, and we got into the comfortable married life. And we didn't really work out a whole lot. And it was back in 2014. I was kind of fed up with where my weight situation was. I didn't feel good about myself. And I went on like this 60-day health journey. It was kind of extreme, but I didn't drink any alcohol. I didn't have any carbs. I basically did like an elimination diet, and I got healthy. And that's when I started posting on social media, on Instagram a little bit more. I started sharing workouts. That's when I first started doing yoga. And people just kind of started following me and reaching out to me, and they wanted to learn about my workouts, or they wanted me to come and train them. And so I just kind of started thinking about becoming a personal trainer because I am passionate about health and fitness.
So did you officially go for training on to be a personal trainer, or is that a certification you need in the state, or?
Yeah, it's a certification. So I went through, it's the National Council of Certified Personal Trainers. It's all online course, which part of that is part of my self-doubt, because there's other people that go to a 4-year college for exercise and nutrition. And, here I am, I did an online course, but I studied all on my own. It was a really difficult test.
Can you, the other thing I forgot to mention is, I will interrupt you, so not to be rude, but just keep it moving. So, people always go, God, Jim, take it easy. But anyway, do you, the online course, by the way, that's one of the things, it's very, very common. It's one of the first battles that I have to work on with new clients is the self-doubt. It's like, what if they find out, I only did this, or I'm only this person? For me, in 2001, what if they find out I'm operating my dining room table with an old Dell computer and I'm putting myself out there, I mean, we all have that issue. The imposter syndrome is actually called. But listen, whether you're a product or a service related business, what people, meaning customers, why they will invest with somebody over somebody else is hope and trust. They want to hope that you have the answer for them, whatever that is. If it's a well manicured lawn, or if it's getting healthy and fit, or helping with a business, whatever it is, they want to hope that you have the answer, and there needs to be a certain amount of faith and trust that goes in that relationship. So they couldn't care less about how many letters you have after your name, how many degrees you have on your wall. If you're the person that's going to help me get healthy and fit, and I like your style and working with you, they're going to choose you. And that's really what the right brand and the right message is all about. It's not just overcoming the marketing hurdles as a business owner, but it's overcoming the stuff that goes on up here. So that's part of the work I usually do. But anyway, I need to ask you, personal trainer, are you able to give advice via either Skype, or could you create your own online course, or can you call yourself a personal trainer, and if somebody from Utah or California or Nevada wanted to buy your course, do you have to be certified to be that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually how that works. Like in Pennsylvania, because I'm not a registered nutritionist or dietitian, I legally can't create meal plans for my clients, but I can give them healthy eating advice.
So you're going to probably, if we go this way, you're probably going to want to know that. Like, I've helped two naturopath doctors double the size of their practice, and there's certain things they're allowed to say and certain things they're not allowed to say. It's interesting, one of them can't even call themselves a doctor in the state they're in. They're a naturopath, and I forget the other exact terms, but there's certain things that you don't want to get yourself in a legal sticky wicket, right? So, but one of the ways that I could see you advancing the growth of your business is not just getting clients locally, but having an audience through the internet, literally all over the world, but mostly in this country, I would think, want to train with you and work with you and things like that. I don't know if you watch Free Training Tuesdays, but I think it was last Tuesday, a week ago, I did the one on multiple streams of revenue. And I always like the power of three. So you have 3 courses. You could have an online course where they could follow you, and you give, maybe it includes the 52 healthy habits, it includes a daily routine, whatever it is. And then there's group training program, and then there's, if you're in the group training program, you have an option, a higher price option to work with you personally, where they get to talk with you for 20 minutes, you know, maybe once a week or every other week, and you help them with their diet, you check in with them, you do a lot of what I do, which is like talking about their head game and pushing them and driving them. There's somebody else that I'm talking to right now, and probably the biggest challenge is just saying yes, not to mention my last book, but just getting themselves to go, right? Everything's right here. I can see it working, but you know, taking that leap of faith is big. And so with what you do and what I think you can do to help your potential clients, that's going to be a big part of it. Now, one of the things I think you have going for you, and I kind of saw that this morning and other times I've seen you, is despite what you think about yourself and what you shared with me, you come across as somebody who's very confident. So that's really important to project that in business. People want to do business with people that they know are successful or that they know have already achieved what it is they want to achieve. To think that people want to feel good about somebody and just say, "Oh, you're just like me. Yeah, I'm scared every morning too." You know, that's not who people might befriend somebody like that and go to Starbucks or Panera Bread with them, but they're not going to invest in their program. So you have that going for you, which I think is really strong. The thing you're welcome, Carrie. The thing that I think we need to figure out is what is the the magic sauce? What's the thing that, from what you're doing now, because it seems like you're doing a lot of marketing and what you're sharing, what you're putting out there, but there's no funnel to get people who want to connect with you and then who want to learn more about you and ultimately want to hire you to mentor them. That's the piece we have to figure out. I think the marketing's pretty darn good. I did one of the things I go to when I'm researching people is GoDaddy, and as I read things in their bio and on their website, I look for little catchphrases which might make good URLs. HappyHealthyBarefoot.com is available. It's not a whole lot different than what you have now, healthy, fit, and barefoot. But I also like shorter URLs if possible. So don't go out and buy that yet. But I was just looking for different things. YogaAddict.com was taken. I kind of like that one. But Yoga Addict Carrie is available.
Okay.
This is just part of the mastermind process, is thinking what is going to be attractive. Because one of the things with URLs and websites is you want to have the phrase, you want to have the URL, and you want to have the marketing, the tagline, and all the branding at the top behind the scenes of the website. You want to have it match as closely as possible what your potential customers are searching for.
Right.
So one of the things you want to think about is what is going to be your offering. My daughter, Jessica Rhodes, I don't know if just because we're connected, but I helped her start her first business when she was pregnant with her first child, Nathan, and now she runs InterviewConnections.com, really successful podcast guest booking service. And she is quite the yoga addict. I mean, she goes to these classes, she does the upside down yoga, she does all these different things. She's totally into it. Jessica also, when she was starting, pretty new in her business, so cash flow was tight, she really wanted to get fit and healthy after her pregnancy, and she invested in an online fitness course where they prescribe this is what you're going to do every day. This is your meal plan, and there was the coach that you could talk to and get emails from, or just occasionally get some one-on-one advice. And she ponied up for the money for that. So that's the other lesson that I really have to impart with people who are fairly new, is that people will always find a way to come up with the money for something they really, really, really want. So a lot of times we go, oh, who's going to pay for this? You can get yoga advice all when they find that you're the right person, if they sense hope and trust and faith that you're the one that can help them finally get healthy. And I think anytime we talk about fitness, you got to say finally, because most people are forever trying.
Yep.
I think that could be really cool. So well, I've been talking quite a while. Let me just pause here. What do you think about what I said, and what questions might you have?
It makes sense. I have been thinking about doing an online course. Last year, I signed up for, it's a program called Evolution Nutrition, where legally I was allowed to offer meal plans because the meal plans were created by certified nutritionists. And I helped a client who lived in DC lose weight and eat healthier. And once a week we would get on a phone call, and I would just kind of help her, work her way through eating healthy. And I really like doing that. So I definitely think I would like to kind of go that route with my business.
And the great thing about the internet, Carrie, is that if you were to teach a class, like a 3 or 5 week course, and you could do it virtually, you could do it just like a teleseminar, you could do a webinar, or jump on the camera like I do, and things like that. You could do that whether it's 2 times or 5 times, but eventually you want to do it so there's an expression when you're a singer or a professional musician, when you finally hit concert pitch. In other words, your performance was dead on. That's the one, you're going to record all of them, but when you hit concert pitch with your presentation that you're doing over and over again, because you're slowly building your audience, when you hit concert pitch, that's the one you can put on autopilot. So you can actually, there's software that people can go and they'll sign up for a webinar, they can choose the date and time, and it's all running automatically. It's not, you've already done it once. And that can be one of your funnels. The other funnel that I really see for you is the daily interaction on social media, especially Instagram, and doing the Instagram stories and Facebook. I would start a Facebook private group. It's private but free, kind of like I'm doing. And then I'd hold, if you haven't done that yet, I'd hold off till we really nail the thing. But whatever it is, you want people to be part of this. You want a private community, okay? And that's where you're going to interact with them even more so than you do on your public profile page, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do have a private closed 52 Healthy Habits group.
Okay.
So like every Monday I send an email out for like the healthy habit of that week. And then during that week, we go into like deeper discussion about that habit in the Facebook group.
Do you know what your open rate is on your emails?
I just looked at it yesterday, and it's only, most of them are like around 20%.
Well, that's pretty good, but okay. I will tell you that if you have 100 people on your list, that means only 20 out of the 100 are looking at it. The flip side of that, the glass is half empty side of that, is 80% of your list is not seeing your message. So email, I mean, it's still free, it's still semi-effective, but email in general, the effective rate is like plummeting.
Okay.
So that's
why.
I
was thinking about getting rid of the emails.
Well, you don't want to get rid of it. It's a lot of times people ask, should I do this or that? Well, you're going to do it all, right? So you will keep doing email, because if you grow to 1,000 people on your list, if 200 people are reading it, out of those 200 people, a certain number will funnel into the Facebook group, funnel into a course. So it is a combination of managing it all. It's like, I have a thing that I always post every once in a while. It's called a la carte. Success is not a la carte. It's all in. So you have to do it all. But okay. I just share that for effectiveness, and we're running out of time here. So what I would want you to think about is, and this would actually be a conversation with your husband, if I was to create a business that says 12 to 18 months from now could be bringing in not $3,000, but it could be bringing in 15 or 18 or 20, getting started. And the thing is, if you do get to 20 or 25 or $30,000, you're not going to go from 30 to 32. You're going to go from 30 to 60 or 30 to 90 because momentum takes hold. And then when people share it, it's not like just sharing it around town at a chamber networking event. It's like if 3 people in every state share it, all of a sudden that 3 times, it's going to be like 150 or 200 shares, and it just keeps growing from there. But I'm very clear with everybody. It's a slow process getting started. But once you hit critical mass and momentum, that's when it can really happen. What I see for you, Carrie, is figuring out what do you have pictures when you and your husband were in your unhealthy state eating McDonald's before you went on your healthy cleanse?
I do, yeah.
So you're going to have to share those. I'm sorry to tell you, but there should be a before and after, because
Okay.
people want to. People want to. I talk about like guru and this and that. The people who are perceived. The people who are gurus are not just people who have figured it out and who have done it, but they're also real. They also have. I've been there too. I'm just like you. You have. It's not enough to be beautiful and healthy. You have to say, but this is where I came from. And that's the connection. It's kind of called the chink in the armor. When you perceive somebody to be, wow, yeah, they can do it. And Carrie can do that, but that's because she's Carrie. No, this was also Carrie. So talking about this, that becomes part of your backstory, okay? So, love my husband. We both got comfortable in marriage. Sonic and McDonald's was the biggest decision we made three nights a week, and this is how we ended up. And this was not a good place to be pre-30, with this kind of weight. And so I did something about it. And in the process, when I got super healthy and I'm getting strong enough I can push myself up in the air on one arm, what I figured out is that there are so many people that are stuck in that, and because of jobs and kids and softball and dancing and all the other things going on, they can't figure out how to get healthy, and therefore the cycle of decline continues. That's why I created happyhealthybarefoot.com or whatever the thing is that you do. And this is a program that you can go at your own pace. You join this community, so there's going to be a lot of support. There's no judgment. There's a lot of encouragement. You get a daily tip from me, blah, blah, blah. See where I'm going with this? That's
Yeah.
your backstory. That makes you special. That's why people are going to connect with you. And the other reason I taught the power of 3, and if you didn't watch it, go back and watch the go watch that, because I describe basically in any group of people, including the group of people that you want to attract as customers, out of 100 people, there's going to be maybe 20 of them who are only going to buy the entry level program. That's fine. Some of those people will start there and move up, okay? There's going to be a big chunk of people who will be in the middle program. So if your initial program is $27 and you got one for $77 and you got one for $147, something like that, there's going to be a certain number of people who make such a connection with you and want what you have, because they're the couch potato McDonald's eating person now, and they want to be where you are. They're going to find a way to pay you $147 a month. So that's why I like 3s. So we got a lot to figure out, but I just want to kind of paint a broad picture of what could lay ahead for you. The good news is you have charisma. You exude confidence. You can clearly do what it is that you're teaching. You appear to be healthy, and you have the past where you weren't, which makes your story very sellable, if that makes sense. So that's about all I got in 20 or 25 minutes, but you can do this. There is something there. Probably, again, the biggest thing I want to share with you is it won't happen overnight. But if you want to work together, if we come up with the right plan to take you 12 to 18 months, I think next time you do your taxes, you'd be doing backflips, and that's very, very possible.
Yeah. Okay.
The last thing I'll share with you, then I'll let you see if you have any last questions, is sometimes people will say to me, and I'm interviewing somebody else in an hour that I think is going to have this question. I already see a ton of people doing this, right? And that makes you fear, like, well, how am I going to get my foot in the door, blah, blah, blah. Did you think that or fear that at all?
Yeah, definitely. Just because, there's Beachbody programs out there. And then I don't want to be compared to, Beachbody. Because I am an in-home trainer, and So yeah, I definitely do think about that. But
So there's an expression I learned many, many years ago in a former life. I was franchise director for a national franchise, and I was concerned for this certain strategy that our high-paid attorney was telling us to go after. And I raised a similar objection. I says, "You want us to put a store right here?" And there's like, he goes, "Jim, sharks swim in dense packs where there's ample food supply." And what that means is the reason there's a lot of people doing this is because the market is huge.
Right.
If you saw one or two people doing it, you go, oh, maybe some people might go, it's a big opportunity. I might go, if there's only one or two people doing it, there's not a big market there. But yeah, there isn't, because every infomercial on TV has to do with fitness. They keep coming up with new ways for the Thigh Master and all the other stuff that they sell. Every single cover in the checkout line at the supermarket is always about the belly fat, the fitness, the blah, 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 blah. It's a constant, and I would say ever-growing need in this country. And the other last thing I'll say to you is this. You don't have to think about getting a giant piece of the pie, right? If you let's say your average program was $77 a month, right? Out of this entire population of unfit people in the country, let's say you in 18 months you're able to have 200 people in a program. 200 people out of the whole population. That's your stake. 200 times 77 is $15,000 a month. That's $184,000 a year. If you could only figure out a way to get 200 people at $77 a month. Do you think that's possible, Carrie?
Yeah, definitely.
I do too. And that, by the way, that little exercise, that's the power of the what if. Not the what if it doesn't work. Well, all I got to do is get 200 people. And what if you get, a certain number at 37 or 47, but what if you get another number at percentage at 147? That whole thing, I just hope your husband can stand it if you become the highest breadwinner in the family. So,
I think he'd be okay with it.
I think he'd be okay with that. So anyway, we're a little long. I hope I gave you some good stuff to think about. And, just shoot me an email because you'll process this and then let me know what you think.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Jim.
Okay, Carrie. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.